get light on the subject. Of course, it's going to get noisy if I do that because that's okay. We'll walk you through this whole thing. Drink some coffee with you. And I'm going to turn that noisy radio off. And I'll walk you through the entire circuit. Yesterday, I was building another sampler. Now, this depends on what you're building, guys. I'm going to let that charge a second while we talk. So we're just going to talk. I'll show you the parts that you need. So we're going to build a sampler. First thing you need is a shielded box. You can do it however you want. So this has an input, 3 outputs, or 3 inputs, 1 output. So with that being said, let's build this thing. I'm going to show you what we need. So we're going to use a little piece of copper sheet that I've drilled a hole through. This is going to be the shunt bed, meaning that our shunt resistors will go to it, so we have something to solder to. So we're not drilling holes or trying to put tabs or scratching and heating up the aluminum, trying to solder to it. Doing things right, guys. This is the cover of the box. You want to have shielding because from this point to this point, yes, you can put a piece of coax, but there's no reason to because this is the shield. So you can put a straight piece of wire between here and it still has shielding. And this distance is so short that it's not going to affect But next you're going to need a piece of Teflon wire, BNC connector. You're going to need mag wire and a piece of 43 or 41 mix to build the transformer. On this specific RF tap, there'll be no reference to the conductor on the center line. It's all going to be a mag transformer. So the signal that's getting put to the BNC connector, the spectrum analyzer, the oscilloscope, whatever, will not be directly tied to the main line. Other taps, yes. But for this specific circuit, no. This gives us extremely clean signal, keeps our impedance bucks down, keeps our losses down. And this is the way you want to do it. So we're going to start. I'm going to grab over here and start building this thing. And thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. So we're going to use my DC gun here so we can get some heat fast. So we're going to start out by putting the shunt bed in. So it's going to go in the bottom. We're going to run through the center leg here for our pass-through. And so we're going to put this shunt bed in the bottom, running this way, this way. I'm going to go this way. First, we're going to solder all this up. And that way, when we tie in our shunt resistors that go from our input to shunt to control the 50 ohm impedance for the equipment to keep everything happy and at the right impedance, we have to use shunt resistors to ground at the input of the BNC. We got 50 ohms directly tied into the input at the dummy load. This is the shield. There's going to be very little losses. We're going to use a good piece of Teflon. We're going to run that Teflon wire through the center of this choke, or this core. There's going to be 10 to 12 turns through this core, and this center conductor is going to travel through the core. This will be wrapped around the transformer and fed to the BNC to ground. the end of this will have our dropping. You understand what I'm saying? Let me get warm. We're just going to start out by, let's see here, we're going to put it this way. So I want to, and then my BNC will be coming through the bottom like this. So let's go, we'll put a shunt resistor, you know. I'm starting to think I'm going to put it this way. That way my shunts kick off. I'll tell you what, we'll just build it. And we can solder that. Basically, this gives us something we can reference this resistor to. But I'm going to turn it long ways. It looks better. It makes more sense. And I'm going to turn my BNC opposed from itself. So we're starting out with something like this. Tighten that. Guys, you can build all your own stuff. There's no reason to go pay $100 for this when you can build it right here in 10 minutes. Every single bit of the stuff that you go buy, you can build once you understand the circuitry. Now you go on. Go on. You don't belong in here. I'm just getting everything straight because I'm anal like that. Doesn't affect how it works. Now we're going to put a double jam. So now we got a double jam on the BNC, and we have the shunt board tied in. Right. All right, so now we're going to come in and solder on the edge, kind of over to the side, our shunt pads. But don't settle for half-ass, man. We're going to get this really hot. We want this soldered nice and pretty and a nice little pad. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I was going to do the first time. This box is going to do its job. It already has. Wow. It's going to transfer the heat. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to take it back apart. That way I can get a good solder flow. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We have such a good, and this is good because you want this for your, your contact, your physical contact on your shunt. So we're going to take this out, set this aside, slide these over. We're going to turn this over, and we're going to do our shunt. We'll come over here and do it. It's always something. It can't be floating. It's got to be floating. That'll work. Show you what I'm talking about. There we go. So now we can come right here. Make a nice pad. Now, make sure. Give you what don't belong to me. I mean, I could have stayed on it. It would have soldered eventually, but it's so much easier just to do that. Because this box transfers the heat, takes the heat from everything. It's a really good box. All right. All right, we're back. Got it. Back. Try to keep things straight, clean looking as I can make it. I want to get the BNC straight so it looks good. It's hard to do because it wants to spin, Now we'll set up. And for the resistors, we're going to use a 50 ohm shunt, obviously. And then we're going to use, for negative 50 dB, we'll use 27, see, I got it wrote down, 2.5 K ohm and 2.7 K ohm with 12 to 15, 12, 10 to 12 turns. That'll put you at negative 50 dB. I'll show you what we're doing here once we get to that point. This is a pretty good build, so it takes a little while to do all this. Right now, I'm setting my point for my transformer to set, and it's on the conductor. I'll show you. It's going to set. I think I'm going to use a little marker for this because it's going to get pretty tight, and then my damn hands are going to. That'll be up in there deep. You don't want this stuff to be any longer. The key to building these kind of things are straight inductances and DC. So we will get, and that's what this, transformer. It also snips. It does the magnetic flux to get the RF to the tap. All right, so we'll cut. I'm going to verify. I know this is short. This has got to go in here. I'm going to cut it outside of the line. Then I'm going to strip it inside the line. I need a little bit of water here, guys.
You see how Violet kept trying to fucking avoid everybody?
Yeah, I can't do her, and I went out there and told everybody too. I was like, that's weird shit. And then her kids, Oh my God. Them kids are runt.
Yeah, they
They
never.
won't
fucking-
even look up
They
from
never
the
looked up off their fucking
phone. Not
iPad.
one time. Like, that's gross. And weird. Sorry.
Didn't see nobody else having iPads.
Yeah.
Kaylee likes her iPad, but she also
She's
likes
got
people.
her mom's taught her right. She don't play iPad when you're doing family functions. But who does? So now this is going to it'll have a little bit of a raised up effect. The way we're going to do it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, she knows she better avoid me. She don't want to hear what I got to say about her.
Well, she already made that clear. She's like, I'm not even going to smoke with you guys. I said, that's weird.
What she say?
She said, I'm not smoking with you guys because of Cheryl. And I'm like, what the fucking Cheryl got to do with it?
Yeah. What'd she say?
And she's like, she's mad at me. And I'm like, I don't know why. Of course, I didn't really.
Yeah.
I kind of half-assed forgot about all of it.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're live. So I better not talk too much shit.
I don't care.
We're not talking shit, but I ain't trying to talk about nobody. Alright, so now I'm actually going to split this. We'll use a little bit.
I don't give a fuck to talk about people I don't like. I don't fucks with you. I don't fucks with you. That's one motherfucker I won't never fuck with again. Just saying. And there's the better part of 4 of us that won't ever fuck with her again. And that tells you everything. Because we fucks with everybody.
I know, Cheryl Pill. I've known you for years, honey.
Never, ever do I got a nice word to say about her ever.
I hear you. Now.
You see that house is still sitting empty. It's got new windows, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So we're going to... Alright, so this, guys, we're going to pull some wire a little longer than what we need, obviously. We're going to pull the cord to the center of the wire. That's the first move.
You should have said, nah, bitch, she ain't mad at you. She don't fucking like you. There's a difference. There's a motherfucking difference, bitch. The difference between not liking someone or being mad at them and not fucking with them ever. That's the difference. She'll never get fucked with by me again. I won't ask her how she's doing because I don't fucking care how she's doing.
Cheryl, I have a video going.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm a bit of a wreck. I'm off today. They put my schedule back like it's supposed to be where I'm off Saturdays and Mondays now because Martha didn't like me being off on Sundays and Tuesdays. She went on Saturday and Sunday. I guess I should be there with me. I don't know what I'm going to do that later. No, I'm off today. I put my schedule back like it's supposed to be.
Okay.
I work tomorrow and then I'm off Monday and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Right.
Oh, damn, now you gotta be the one. Yeah, I wouldn't know about it.
Just building a transformer, guys. Well, an inductor. 10. $12. Now, when you finish, you should have each side. Look at this. So there's your inductor. Now I'll actually pull it pretty tight. One, two, three, four, five. Perfect. There it is. Pulling that tight around that mix. Now, slide that mix. And the mix is going to set. And then I'll have it'll all be, when I'm done, it won't even be able to move. You just have to see how I do it. And it's going to have to, we're going to push this. Yeah, it's going to be about right. It'll be about, set about right here is where it'll set. This end will go to the BNC connector. Of course, I got to do the resistor network. And then this one will go to ground. It's all real tight quarters, so it's going to be a really good tap because everything is so tight and close. And so here's what it looks like so far. This is a RF sampler for sampling an RF signal. This is the right way to do it. A lot of people just build them with just whatever, but I'm trying to show the more right way to do things to get a good sample of your signal. Give me just a second. I want to regroup, touch up my coffee. Got to get some resistors out that we're going to use. Now, the thing about an RF tap, you got to be aware of what values, the power of the transmitter you're going to be, you got to be aware of what you're doing. You build an RF tap for a certain dBm or for a certain attenuation. All right, so we're going to go We got to get a shunt system built. I'll use that out of resistor too. I can do 200 ohm resistors. I use bigger parts because for power, just because that's how I do it, and that's what I have. Give me a minute to kind of put this together and think this over. Now, if that's an actual, that might be 50 ohm. This is fixed. There's a lot of math that has to go in when you're doing this to try to get, you want things to be right. So this is, so that's 4.95 ohms. That don't belong where it was at. Oh yeah, it does. That doesn't say 50 ohm, does it? All I gotta do is read. It says 5 ohm. I don't know why I thought it was 50 ohm. Anyways, we'll take. Actually, I think I have. The way I'm going to do this is I'll wrap one. And you got to do, when you're doing this, your links. So we'll end up cutting that off. And then we'll end up cutting that off. And Justin, you can do a way better wrap than that. So I'm building a shunt now. This is called a shunt. Now, if you see how this shunt is designed, when we measure this shunt, it will be 50 ohm. Remember, when you take two resistors and parallel them, what happens? What happens, guys? You take two resistors of the same value and parallel them, what happens? Oxidized parts. Those get measured. This is where you got to take your time here. Are they that far? I know that's 100 ohms. I can tell. White, brown, black, gold. That's a 100 ohm resistor. Okay. And the stray inductance. That means this thing here must be. That should drop.
Still don't know what happened to you.
I don't want to take too much off here because I'm going to use these legs. So let's measure this. I'm actually going to think I'm going to go to some other resistors because on this I don't need stray inductance. There it is. 50 ohms. All right. 50 ohms on the pocket. That's a nice shunt. Stray inductance. Just having legs long, guys, can throw you off. So you've got all that shit you got to pay attention to. That will be cut so short. If I decide to use that, I will literally be soldering plumb up here. All this won't be there. If I use it, I'm going to look around here. I've got to do some math here now. So we need 50 ohm to shunt, 10 to 12 passes. It looks like I got 13. I'm not going to take it off. It ain't going to matter. Now we're going to go. Bear with me, guys. I got to do some crawling here. Come back here and get some parts. I got so much shit, I can't keep it all accessible. I have to put some of this shit back, especially my carbon resistors, which is what you've got to use. I should have made that very clear, but most of you guys will know when you're building and you're working with RF, you can't use an inductive resistor. Let me show you what I mean. This is teaching class 101 here at my bench. This is a wire resistor, a wire wound. If you put RF into this resistor and tie this to ground, this resistor will radiate like an antenna. This is a carbon composite resistor. You put RF into this and shunt it to ground, it will turn the RF to heat. This is what you got to use, carbon fiber. Now, carbon fiber, carbon composites. So this here is going to be a real slow part of the video here as I did a bunch of different measuring. Seeing if there's another 100 ohmer. Then I got to get some 25s. I think these are 30K. 48K. Nevertheless, I need to finish this circuit. And that'll swell. So now I gotta find 2.7K or 2.5K. Now we can go. I could go up to 5Ks. 2.5, 2.7. All right, so we got a little bit of work, a little bit of sorry about the tools. I'm not gonna move them right now. As soon as I move them, I'll get them right back out. We're gonna hunt down some values. It might take a little bit because I'm looking for a specific resistor, and I've got a bunch of scattered resistors. But if we can get around, I don't know them all by heart. I mean, I'm not that good. When you do a resistor, measure it up tight to the body and don't touch it. Now, hell, that's an actual resistor I could use right there. So we'll set that. That's 5K, so that'll work. 5,339, so 5K. That'll be. So that would let us. Try to get it closer to negative 40 dBm, which is 2.7K ohm with the 50 voltage divides would put us at negative 50 dBm. I'm looking at my ratios here, so what I'm doing now will confuse you if I try to explain it, but I try to get the right attenuation. So that's 7.2. Okay. I'm actually going to, while we do this, well, if that's the case, then where did they go? Because I'd like to have those. That's what I'm looking for, is that 4,700 ohm. And they're here. I just got to find which one it is. 47. They've all been moved. Because anywhere from 2.5 to 2.7 K. Wow. That's 15 million ohms. 15.43 meg ohm. And if you guys can do these identifiers off the top of your head, good for you. I can't keep track. There it is. 2700 ohm. That's the exact resistor we need right there. So that's 2674 K ohm. And we need between 2.5 and 2.7 K ohm. That's the resistor, ladies and gentlemen. That will put you at -40, -50 dB. Which will take 100 watts and knock it down to like a mil. See what I'm saying? Y'all understand what we're doing? That is the resistor. I'm going to check it again between two different gates. And I'm using 3-watt resistors because you want to protect so they don't transfer, the heat transfer doesn't burn them out. literally 27, 2.
Oh, you didn't get no chips for your sausages. There's a couple.
Never mind, I'm screwing up. That's 2.7 K. Oh, that's right. That's right. 2.5, 2.7. All right. Guys, I'm going to grab a snackarooski here and be right back with you. We'll start video number 2 here. Hold tight.